Watching 4 News Now at 6. The state of Idaho is slated to execute its first inmate in more than a decade. In accordance with Idaho law, 73-year-old Thomas Creech is scheduled to die on Wednesday. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. Creech has spent more than half his life on death row, convicted of 5 murders across multiple states. Jordan Smith will be covering that execution in Boise. He's in studio tonight with what we can expect over the next 5 days.
Yeah, well, Derek, as you mentioned, it's the state's first execution since 2012. After more than 40 years, Creech's time on death row will come to an end. One of Idaho's most notorious criminals has just a few days left behind bars. Thomas Creech was convicted of murdering 2 Idahoans back in 1974 and placed on death row nearly a decade later for murdering a fellow inmate in 1981. In total, he's been convicted of 5 murders, 3 in Idaho, 1 in California, and 1 in Oregon, though he's suspected in many more. He's been fighting for clemency ever since. The 73-year-old's most recent attempt came last month, asking for the state to let him die of natural causes. The Commission of Pardons and Parole debated his request, which ended in a deadlocked 3-3 vote, the 7th board member recusing himself from the hearing. Because a majority did not support his request for clemency, Creech's execution will stay. Those in favor of Creech's request for clemency said they do not believe Mr. Creech is worthy of mercy, but that the discretion of the commission allows for grace to be given even when undeserved. The opposition argued they do not believe Mr. Creech is worthy of grace or mercy, later saying, quote, he's not capable of true remorse and would take another life if it benefited him. Creech will be killed via lethal injection. In the days leading up to his death, specialized teams will undergo multiple trainings to ensure things go as planned. In the room will be 4 media witnesses who will report back to the public on what happens. It's unclear if family members of these victims will be present. And the execution is scheduled for Wednesday at 10 a.m. down in Boise. Since executions are rare, KXLY will be there to cover this story. In studio, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
All right, Jordan, thank you. There are 7 other inmates currently on death row in Idaho. Azad Abdullah was convicted of murdering his wife and setting their house on fire in Ada County in 2004. That same year, Eric Hall was convicted of raping and killing 2 women also in Ada County. Gerald Pizzuto was convicted in 1986 for beating 2 people to death in Idaho County. James Hairston was sent to death row for shooting and killing 2 people in Bannock County in 1996. Jonathan Renfro, convicted of shooting and killing Coeur d'Alene Police Sergeant Greg Moore in 2015. We've covered that story extensively. Robin Rowe, the only woman on death row in Idaho. She set her Boise house on fire in 1992 with her husband and 2 kids inside. And Timothy Dunlap was convicted in 1992 of killing a woman during a bank robbery in Caribou County. A Spokane man convicted of sexually exploiting a 12-year-old will be spending the next 20 years in prison. Brian Powell will also serve an additional 15 years supervised release and pay $35,000 in restitution. The Department of Homeland Security says he groomed a child in a rural Alaskan village into giving him underage sexual content for months before they busted him. It's a serious crime that can happen anywhere and can haunt victims for the rest of their lives.
Maybe this was previously a big city problem, but now through technology, which has brought a lot of good to society, there's also some evil that comes with it sometimes.
Special agents say they've discovered at least 7 other victims tied to Powell, and there may be more. If the name Brian Powell or his aliases Brian Gaither or Tyshawn Gaither ring a bell, contact the Department of Homeland Security. You can find information on this story, ways to contact HSI, and more on KXLY.com. Well, it was a beautiful start to the weekend with bright blue skies. The big question is, how long will this weather last? We're going to send it over to Chris Crocker with that first alert forecast.
It is not going to last much longer. And then once it does change, the rain and the wind and the snow are going to last through next week. So savor this beautiful scene right now, looking at our sunset from our station here at 500 West Boone Avenue. Gorgeous evening in progress. Tomorrow, Saturday will be dry, high temperature of 48, some patchy fog to start the day, and then we'll see more clouds than what we saw today, but some hints of sunshine, and that high of 48 is above average. Sunday, things really start to change. We have windy conditions, wet, and a high temperature of 49, but that temperature is going to be dropping as we get into the work week. A wind advisory for Sunday afternoon through Monday morning for the area shaded in brown on your screen. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour in the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area, parts of the upper Columbia Basin. Once we get down on the Palouse, we could see wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour. And once you're up to 55 miles per hour, you're right on the borderline of having more widespread power outages as well as uprooted trees. In the 50-mile-per-hour range, that is more minor damage, but that is just the beginning of our interesting week of weather that includes heavy mountain snow and some snow down in the valleys as well. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. U.S. Marshals are now asking for your help finding this man, David Cato. Cato is a suspect in multiple burglaries and is considered to be armed and dangerous. And with information is asked to contact the U.S. Marshal's Office. The increase of opioid overdoses and deaths on the streets of Spokane is threatening our community. Illegal drugs are going from the streets to our schools and to our homes. There are many different illicit drugs available, and if combined, they can prove lethal. Under the statewide program Community Drug Checking Network, the local organization Compassionate Addiction Treatment has been testing small drug samples and collecting the data to know what drugs are on the streets. Our Peter Choi explains the statewide effort to track potentially fatal drugs.
We're in a serious epidemic, and what's happening is people are dying.
Testing drug samples, Bobby Lee Moskaloff is with the Compassionate Addiction Treatment in downtown.
So this is a rubbing alcohol pad.
So what we're doing right now, we're testing a small fentanyl pill to see what it's made of and what other types of drugs are also in it.
This is how the test works. First, she will crush the pill
With these pills, what I like to do is break them in half.
and put the powder on a specialized testing machine. The machine sends the digital data to the computer. She will compare and match it with other drugs. The goal is to identify what is in the local drug supply and new trends.
So with something like this, I can test people's drugs, and maybe I'll find something that's new, and that nobody's seen before, and we can let people know about it.
6 years ago, Moskaloff was out on the street struggling with drug addiction. She says illegal drug activities are happening everywhere.
I have tested drugs from people that live on South Hill. I have tested drugs from many people.
University of Washington Addictions Drug and Alcohol Institute will compile the full results. Anyone can stop by the center and get drug tested at no cost. They don't need to provide personal information.
I want to save people.
In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
For the first time in 50 years, the U.S. has successfully landed a spacecraft on the moon. Coming up, the last-minute changes engineers had to make to ensure the mission was a success. And we're just 2 weeks away from the start of the Spokane Velocity's inaugural season. Coming up, hear from one player with ties to Spokane on what it's like to be part of the franchise.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+. Sign up for the 4 News Now playbook at KXLY.com.
Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino brings you actor and comedian Tracy Morgan to Spokane Live. Saturday, February 24th. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com. Entertainment without limits.
$1 million markdown on now at the Tin Roof. They need to make room for new items, so hundreds of items are on sale, some at or below cost. This is the biggest markdown sale they've ever had. Shop now for once-in-a-lifetime deals.
Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
There it is. That feeling you get when you can do more with less asthma. It starts with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Can you picture it? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic for asthma.
Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino brings you actor and comedian Tracy Morgan to Spokane Live. Saturday, February 24th. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com. Entertainment without limits.
Running out of time. Love gets it off the front of the rim, and the Cougars hold on.
It's a moment Washington State fans won't soon forget as the Cougars went into Tucson and knocked off the 4th-ranked Arizona Wildcats. Of course, the clutch performance by Jalen Wells is what fans will remember the most about that win, Alex. But they also got big performances from some other guys, too.
Yeah, that's right. Isaac Jones, the reigning Pac-12 Player of the Week, scored 16 points, and Ruben Chinyelu, who we come to meet earlier this week in a special story by Julian Minnesone, he records his first career double-double. However, if you look at freshman guard Miles Rice, it was a relatively quiet night for him. He finished with 2 of 12 from the field with 5 points, 4 turnovers, and 3 fouls. Now, I say all this not to attack his game at all, but rather to show that the Cougs can still win games against top teams even when their best players aren't quite on their A game on a night in and night out basis. Now, Washington State's going to be looking for win number 22 tomorrow evening as they visit Arizona State. A win, and they will have a bye all wrapped up for the Pac-12 tournament in just a couple of weeks. Now, we are 15 days away from the Spokane Velocity season opener, as the team has already been practicing together since the start of the month, which can make it difficult to find chemistry. Sports director Julian Minnesone tells us there are 2 members of the team that have helped speed up that process.
The Spokane Velocity have players from all over the globe, but there is one player and one coach in particular who are going to feel right at home here at One Spokane Stadium.
Kind of gives me chills that this is real and happening right now.
It's a full circle moment for Velocity defender Derek Waldeck, who grew up in Ellensburg and has family in Spokane.
Would come over to Spokane all the time and still have grandparents, aunts and uncles, all of that. My childhood best friend lives here in Spokane, so it's really special.
Waldeck knows as well as anyone what the sports teams mean to this community. He's hoping the Velocity can fit right in.
Everyone on the team is probably aware of Gonzaga basketball and the following that they've had over the last number of years, and really any other team. There's a lot of pride in sports teams here for sure. So I think that's an extra bit of motivation for us.
Goalkeeper coach Vito Higgins played and coached at Gonzaga, so it was a no-brainer to take the job with the Velocity.
When this opportunity started to become real, it became more of a commitment, and I, for the better part of the last 5 years have committed myself to being back in Spokane.
Higgins was a big part of Gonzaga's run to the NCAA tournament in 2007. He's been instrumental in helping the guys acclimate to life in a new city.
Being a part of the footprint here and see the different changes and the evolution of the sport here in Spokane, and to see some of the moments of downfall, it's extremely important to communicate with the guys how important this is to the community.
Now, the team will have a close scrimmage tomorrow, and it all leads up to their season opener on March 9th on the road. And then a week later, they'll be here for the home opener on March 16th right here at One Spokane Stadium. Reporting in One Spokane Stadium, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
Going to be a lot of fun. Well, the WSU Board of Regents has released a statement following a call from over 200 faculty members for new leadership, including a new president. Kirk Schultz has served as the university's president since 2016. The press release from faculty members earlier this week cites a decline in enrollment at the Pullman campus, as well as the collapse of the Pac-12, noting that Schultz was on the Pac-12's board of directors. The Board of Regents released a statement, though, supporting Schultz, reading, "The Board of Regents is confident WSU is on the right path. President Schultz has provided strong leadership during his tenure, and he has the confidence of the board." The board also pushing back against some of the claims, saying enrollment has increased in the last year. Well, the North Central High School Wolfpack is off the state in less than 2 hours. The NC boys basketball team will face the Auburn Trojans on their home court. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez was at North Central this morning for that big send-off.
It's a very exciting day at North Central High School today. We watch students and staff cheer on their boys basketball team as they send them off to state. It's been more than 10 years since North Central has made it to state.
It's kind of weird, like, practicing this late in the season. We never really have done this before, so, you know, just trying to make memories now.
For the first time, the team is being led by Gonzaga icon Robert Sacre. Team captain Elijah Williams says this season has been a surreal experience, and he's excited to represent his school with pride.
Now I feel like the community has really, been behind us now, and I've heard a lot of people that are going to go all the way over to Auburn for the game, so I feel like this is really good for us.
Of course, the team is hoping for a big win tonight to take them straight to the quarterfinals.
I want to win a state championship, but it starts tonight. We got to win 4 games, so start tonight.
Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Oh, good luck. Here's a look at your evening planner. Beautiful and fairly warm evening to be out and about. 40s at 7 o'clock. We'll be dropping into the 30s, but not quite down to freezing this evening with partly cloudy skies late. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Floor Trader Outlet.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
I'm a little over my head here.
We can certainly take care of that for you. When you're looking for a company that's noteworthy, look no further than Mainstream Electric.
From Tina Fey and the creator of Saturday Night Live comes Mean Girls, the hilarious hit Broadway musical.
Wait, why don't I know you?
Come see Mean Girls at First Interstate Center for the Arts, March 5th and 6th. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Frozen water pipes are a serious risk during cold winter weather. When water freezes in a pipe, it can be a disaster for your home and your wallet. If you're not properly prepared, don't wait until it's too late. At Mainstream, we know exactly what it takes to keep your family safe during the cold season. So call or visit us online today.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Massage guns. They're a popular way to relax, but can they be dangerous? Next in Sun Edition, even Larry David used one on his show.
This is fantastic.
But look what can happen. Why some of them have suddenly burst into flames. Then, Taylor and Travis. The love story continues. Down Under. Watch the next in Sun Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Well, Take a look at this. It's called Hexa. It's the first drone-powered vehicle that anyone over the age of 18 can learn to fly in. It lifts off with 18 different propellers, each with its own battery. But don't get too excited, because the company that designed Hexa says we're still a long way off from flying vehicles becoming our daily drivers. Could you imagine hopping into one of those just to, like, from your neighborhood? Just,
sure.
It's like calling the Uber. You're going to go to the Hexapad and then ride it into work?
Fly right over the potholes. Or this morning, right over the fog. You'd be up in the sun.
I might be down if you're traveling at a distance that's not too high if you crash, right? Like maybe at like 20 feet or so.
Oh, that'd still leave a mark, Derek. But no, I like the sound of that. Well, it's not going to be good flying weather for several days after tomorrow. Gosh, I just want to show you the time lapse of today one more time, because it was so beautiful. And everywhere I went today, boy, big smiles, and isn't it a beautiful day? And everyone was out walking dogs, and I wish I could say we were going to repeat this several more times. Temperatures today, 51 in Spokane. We made it into the 50s in Moses Lake, Ritzville, Pullman, 56 today in Lewiston. 4 things to know about your weather. A dry and warm Saturday. Then we have a wind advisory for Sunday. Heavy mountain snow and rain on Sunday, turning to rain and snow, and then eventually to snow in the valleys. Let's jump ahead to Sunday at 7 in the morning with some rain around the Spokane area up into North Idaho. Through the day on Sunday, we have a chance of rain in the valleys, and then that cold front arrives late. Here's 9 o'clock Sunday. Winds really howling, and we're going to see our temperatures dropping, as well as the snow level right down to the valleys. First with the winds, those winds are going to be peaking Sunday evening, and we do have the wind advisory in effect, especially strong winds down on the Palouse, 53-mile-per-hour wind at 7 o'clock. 43 in Spokane. So we are going to see those stronger winds south of the Spokane area, and they will begin to die down by Monday evening. Precipitation, we're not going to see a lot of rain in Spokane. This is one of those cases where we get a very pronounced cascade rain shadow. A lot of the wet weather is going to be through North Idaho, but we will see some showers on Sunday, and then there's more wet weather to be found. It is valley rain and mountain snow. Winter storm watch goes into effect late Saturday night and continues through Monday afternoon for some heavy mountain snow in the Cascades as well. Our chance of precipitation does continue beyond that. This is for Spokane. These percentages go way up for the mountain areas, and it is not just rain. As our precipitation totals go up, our snow level goes down. We are down to the valleys Monday and Tuesday, then back up into the mountains for Wednesday and Thursday, but we could see some snow mixing in. A busy 7-day forecast. Here's your last chance to enjoy a nice day, and then the wet weather and the windy weather moves in. And we've got more wind coming in Wednesday into Thursday, Leap Day Thursday, the 29th of February. Looks like we'll warm up, and then we're cool back down again with a rain-snow mix next week. Overnight lows below freezing on many of the nights. There's a couple of exceptions, but we will take this one storm at a time. The first one is in on Sunday, Derek.
All right, and this next storm will be the biggest one in over a month for our mountains, which means you could run into some trouble trying to catch some fresh powder. Meteorologist Matt Gray is here to break down where we're going to see the most snow and when it will be safest to get through the mountains.
All right, thank you, Derek. And believe me, if you are tempted by the thought of skiing through some fresh powder, you've been waiting a while for this kind of forecast. Not since early January have we had a setup for some truly heavy mountain snow, like Chris mentioned, that we are about to see. Now, the bulk of this first wave arriving late Sunday. So if you are traveling, you do want to be over the passes before then, because things are going to get progressively worse Sunday night and into Monday morning, especially in the Cascades. The end result is multiple feet of snow in those areas, as much as 2.5 feet over Stevens Pass by the time we get to Monday afternoon. That's a lot. And in North Idaho, it won't be as heavy or for as long, but places like Lookout, like Schweitzer, have a really good chance to pick up at least 8 inches, and it could be as much as 1.5 feet in some areas. And so if that makes you excited to hit your local ski area, I would not blame you at all. But here's one thing to keep in mind, and it's another thing that Chris just mentioned in her forecast. It's going to be pretty windy, and that could be a problem if you're trying to get off the mountain on Sunday night as those winds pick up. 40-plus-mile-an-hour winds, as you can see here. That, at times, can create blizzard-like conditions and really lower your visibility. So if you are going to go have fun, just be safe and take it slow headed home.
All right, Matt, thank you. Still ahead, rising privacy concerns over home security cameras. Why some say you should think twice before putting them in certain parts of your house.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This is Ford Truck Month with amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Get to Ford Truck Month. Lock in a 6-year rate. Get 1.9% for $72 on a 2023 F-150 only at your local Ford dealer.
Stay ahead of your moderate to severe eczema and show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region. Only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Come celebrate the Lunar New Year and the Year of the Dragon at the Spokane Convention Center on February 24th. There'll be lion and dragon dancers, cultural performances, and activities for the whole family. The first 500 attendees will receive a swag bag, plus red envelopes with over $20,000 worth of prizes will be given away. Spokane's Lunar New Year celebration is organized by Spokane United We Stand. Doors open at 1 p.m. and the fireworks start at 7 p.m.
Choosing countertops is one of the biggest decisions that you make during a kitchen remodel, and my husband and I thought that we would have to go to Seattle to find what we wanted. A friend recommended that we try Granite Concepts in Lewiston, and the people at Granite Concepts were amazing. They were friendly and straightforward and helped us find exactly the countertops that we wanted.
Granite Concepts. Beauty set in stone.
This is Ford Truck Month with amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Get to Ford Truck Month. Lock in a 6-year rate. Get 1.9% for $72 on a 2023 F-150 only at your local Ford dealer.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
Welcome back. For the first time in 50 years, an American spacecraft successfully landed on the moon. The Odysseus spacecraft, or ODI for short, touched down yesterday. But just before it was set to land, Mission Control found out the navigation system used to guide the lander wasn't working. Luckily, the team was able to rewrite the lander's software, taking control of an experimental navigation system to make sure ODI landed safely.
The moon has 1/6 the gravity of Earth and no atmosphere, so it's a much easier place to launch deeper into the solar system. It really is the launching pad into human exploration out into deep space.
The hope is that ODI will help NASA better map out the south pole of the moon before the critical Artemis mission in 2026, when astronauts will go to the lunar surface. Well, more and more people are installing security cameras in and around their homes to keep their families safe. Now, a recent glitch by one smart camera maker is raising privacy concerns. CNN's Michael Yoshida explains.
Smart camera maker Wyze is blaming a technical glitch for a security issue that allowed about 13,000 customers to see images and video from inside other people's homes last week.
I work in this space, so I'm not all that surprised.
Wyze says customers saw thumbnails from other users' homes in the company's app. 1,500 of them tapped to enlarge the thumbnails, allowing some customers to watch footage from other people's cameras. Rob Gabriel, a home security expert for safehome.org, says while it may be convenient to access wireless security cameras remotely through our devices, that ease and comfort comes with a cost.
Our privacy risk is almost like a tax that we pay for the convenience of being connected to the internet and, the Internet of Things.
Gabriel says companies have the responsibility to make sure they keep improving their security protocols. There are also simple steps you can take to minimize your risk. First, check the company's track record. Second, only put cameras in living rooms, hallways, and near doors, not in bathrooms or bedrooms. That way, if someone accessed your home security camera, they won't capture your most intimate moments. Gabriel also recommends cameras with privacy shutters.
It's an actual physical shutter that you can hear click on and off, so that the camera is not viewing you when you don't want it to be.
Wise says more than 99.75% of all accounts were unaffected by the security issue. And the company says it has added a new layer of verification before users can see thumbnails and videos to prevent this from happening again. I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including how much the Ukraine war has cost the U.S. government and a new program to help college students find affordable housing in Kootenai County. We'll explain how it works next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hey, I'm Travis Dickinson from Cochinito Taqueria. I'm here today with Yolks Fresh Market to talk to you about my secret chef ingredient, dried chilies. We're going to use guajillo, ancho, and chipotle chilies in this mole manchamanteles. We use these dried chilies all in different combinations to really draw some pretty cool flavors into the dishes we do. The guajillo has this kind of tropical stone fruity punch. The chipotle's obviously got smoke and spice. As a chef, being able to walk through the aisles of Yolks and pick out the things that really call to me, that's an awesome lead into some pretty cool cooking.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy. Meet up in an award-winning Equinox. Lend a hand in the Silverado with up to 14 available camera views. Or mix it up in the Trax with an 11-inch diagonal display screen. Find the Chevy that's right for you. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on all 2024 Silverado 1500 models. Or get $5,000 total value on this Silverado High Country when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
I'm a little over my head here.
We can certainly take care of that for you. When you're looking for a company that's noteworthy, look no further than Mainstream Electric.
This February, as we celebrate our country's great leaders, we'd also celebrate some furniture leaders.
Like the Lazy Boy living room set. No matter the color or configuration, it is a comfortable classic that looks great in every home.
The dining set with 3, 5, or 7 pieces leads the way in bringing family and friends together.
And of course, the leader in good dreams, the bedroom set.
Check out all these and more during Kerner Furniture's President's Day sale.
Going on all February.
The time to buy is now. Yes, RV show pricing continues at R&R RV in North Spokane. Over 125 RVs are indoors at 525 East Francis. You'll save thousands with rebates and show discounts on Cougar, Rockwood, Montana, Class B vans, and more. Everything show price. Don't shop in the cold. Shop over 125 RVs indoors now at R&R RV in North Spokane, 525 East Francis. Online at rnrrv.com.
Our kitchen used to look like this. So I went to the Par Design Center, where they helped me choose my cabinets, countertops, and hardware, and we loved the results.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, finding affordable housing is an ongoing struggle here in the Inland Northwest, especially for college students who juggle schoolwork and internships on top of trying to afford skyrocketing rent. But a Kootenai County nonprofit is making it easier for them to find affordable housing. Bronte Sorotsky explains how HomeShare is involved.
Students in Kootenai County can now have access to a more safe and affordable living space thanks to HomeShare.
Really a matchmaking service for
for housing.
That's how the housing nonprofit describes itself. The organization matches homeowners with those looking for a rental at a much cheaper rate, at an average of $600 a month. The renter saves thousands and the homeowner earns extra money.
It just makes sense.
This week, they opened up their rentals to college students, a major step for those earning an education in North Idaho.
There's not a lot right now for rents in North Idaho that's affordable.
Louisa Rogers runs the Center for Directions at North Idaho College, a support service for students, helping them as they make their way through school. She says housing is a huge barrier for them.
A lot of money for a college student who's maybe working part-time while going to school full-time.
Next month, the nonprofit is hosting a matchmaking mixer. Homeowners will go on speed dates with renters to find a housing situation that meets both their needs.
And then we sit down and we do what we call a match agreement that is really extensive and goes over the entire expectation of the living arrangement.
They're hoping to see more homeowners sign up to meet the housing demand.
Right now, we really are looking for people to rent it for an affordable price, a few $100s a month, to temporarily help a college student out.
For more information on how you can sign up to be a renter or provide a rental, head over to our website, kxly.com. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
But expensive student housing is not just an Idaho problem. One Canadian student found it was cheaper for him to fly from Calgary to Vancouver twice a week than to pay rent.
I need to pay like $2,500 for the rent. I don't feel that is viable.
Tim Chen says he spends about $1,200 per month on flights. And besides saving a few bucks, he says it also gives him plenty of time to study while he's in the air. Well, here is a live look over a beautiful downtown Spokane tonight, but our good weather is not going to last too much longer. Chris Crocker is here with a look at that first alert forecast.
No, I'm afraid today is going to be the prettiest day we've had in quite some time and will have in quite some time. It is going to be dry and warm on Saturday, just not as bright and sunny as it was in Spokane. And then things really start to change on Sunday. We have a wind advisory in effect for Sunday. Heavy mountain snow, rain in the valleys on Sunday, but it'll start turning into a rain-snow mix and then eventually into snow by Monday morning. So with that in mind, let's savor Saturday. We're heading up to a high of 48 degrees. 42 is our average high. Clouds and fog to start the day, and then we should see some clearing in the afternoon. Again, not quite as nice as it was today, but it is really a matter of your perspective, and our perspective is going to change quite a bit over the next week. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and your ski report in just a few minutes, Derek.
Chris, thank you. We now know the name of the woman who died following a car chase with Spokane police last Friday. The county medical examiner's office says 18-year-old Sally Ann Yamane died after being taken to a hospital. According to court documents, she shot herself after police boxed the car in. 4 others in the car with her are accused in a tool theft scam. Police say they intended to rob someone who met up with them to get their stolen tools back by responding to an online ad. 3 18-year-old men and a 16-year-old all face several charges but will not be charged in Yamane's death. Well, check your mailbox because ballots are currently being sent out for next month's primary election. If you need to register to vote or to update your information, you can do so by mail or online. A new report found childhood diabetes has doubled over the past 20 years. Experts say that trend shows no signs of slowing down. Researchers predicted it could increase by 70% in the next 40 years, according to the CDC. Type 1 or type 2 diabetes can develop at any age. Type 1 cannot be prevented, but parents can work with their healthcare providers to prevent or delay type 2 diabetes in their children. Talk to a pediatrician if you notice any concerning symptoms like frequent thirst, weight loss, or blurry vision. Around the world tonight, tomorrow, it'll be 2 years since Russia invaded Ukraine. Today, President Biden announcing an additional 500 sanctions against Russia.
In response to Putin's brutal war of conquest, in response to Alexei Navalny's death, because make no mistake, Putin is responsible for Alexei's death.
It's the largest single package of penalties since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine 2 years ago. The new restrictions targeting several companies and those helping Russia and Vladimir Putin evade existing sanctions.
Going to have a growing and long-term impact
on Russia, its ability to modernize its industries, whether it's its defense industry, aeronautics, energy extraction, all of the technology that's being denied it as a result of its actions.
So far, sanctions have only weakened Russia's economy, but not derailed it, especially as Putin draws closer to partners like China and Iran. And as the war drags on, it's becoming more and more costly for Ukraine and its allies, including the U.S. Since the war began, at least 10,000 innocent men and women and children have been killed. This graphic shows that the U.S. military has spent more than the 4 largest European donors combined. And more support could be on the way, with the Senate passing a foreign aid package that includes more than $60 billion for Ukraine. So far, the House Speaker has not brought it up for a vote. Well, listen up, Volkswagen owners. The company is recalling 260,000 compact cars for a potential fire hazard. A pump inside these vehicles can leak fuel, which could ignite if the gas comes in contact with a spark. Among the vehicles affected by this recall are the Volkswagen Golf, Jetta, and Audi A3s from 2015 through 2020. The automaker says it will start contacting customers in April. Those customers can get a repair for free. Spokane Public School students got to experiment with new healthcare training equipment during Career Day today at Sacred Heart. Check out these new photos. Providence just rolled out new mannequins that will reflect different skin tones and ages to help diversify the training experience for caregivers and future healthcare workers. The students from Rogers High School learned from pharmacists and nurses today. Providence partners with the Spokane NAACP Health Committee and Spokane Public Schools to host career days throughout the year in hopes of attracting young people to healthcare opportunities. Well, it's Friday, and that means it's time to take a trip on the Air Forward drone. Coming up, we'll give you a bird's eye view of some of the water towers across Spokane. Stay with us.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven. Order now at papamurphys.com.
You're feeding it.
I will, I promise. Thanks to our Premier Rewards Visa credit card from ICCU, we earned enough cash back to stock up on puppy supplies.
But we don't have a puppy.
They're very convincing children.
How does free college or training sound? It's possible. Washington College Grant gives eligible people money for certificate programs, job training, apprenticeships, or college. Learn more at wagrant.org. That's wagrant.org.
For a limited time, Pape Machinery is blowing out select model year 2023 inventory at dealer cost. Pick up a brand new John Deere compact tractor for a fraction of the original price. Stop by Pape Machinery Ag and Turf today to get started.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. See life-size animatronic dinosaurs, walking dinos, baby dinos, and so much more. Playing Spokane March 1st through the 3rd at Spokane Convention Center. Tickets are flying fast. Buy in advance at JurassicQuest.com.
He was a university high school freshman who needed extra attention, but the person hired to help him violated him instead. Where is that paraeducator now? How much did the school have to pay? And why wasn't this case enough to stop it from happening again? Watch Thursday, only on 4 News Now at 6.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Next ET.
We're having new experiences, though.
Dan and Shay bring double the trouble on The Voice. Plus, only we're on set with NCIS star and director Rocky Carroll. Just you wait. Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
The new season of Idol is a smash hit. Oh! We are going to raise you up.
Top 10, right?
That may be the winner of American Idol.
You make dreams come true.
All right, welcome back. You are taking a live look at some people doing some night skiing up at Mount Spokane. Not a bad night to be out there to do it, though, probably.
I know it is. The snow softened up nicely in the sun today, and Gosh, that looks like fun. They're taking advantage of that state-of-the-art grooming before we get some new snow.
Right, and we're going to be getting quite a bit, it sounds like.
Yes, and day after day, and it looks like it's going to continue through next weekend, and it's just going to keep on going. Let's do your ski report. Now, in the last 24 hours, no new snow. It has been dry, but they've been churning up the existing snow. The groomers are good. I was watching the twilight skiing at Schweitzer today. The only place that did not get any sun, they said not so friendlily in there. Not so nicely in their ski report that the weather people promised sun and they didn't get any. I am sorry, but everybody else did. And you'll get some snow instead, Schweitzer, which I think you would enjoy even more. So tomorrow will be one of those days where you get up a little bit later in the day. Those groomers will have softened up. You'll have a nice, easy day of cruising, and then things will start to get a little more wild as we get into Sunday and beyond. There is a winter storm watch from late Saturday through Monday afternoon. This is just the first of several rounds of snow that will hit the mountains not only over the next week but beyond, and that is for above 3,000 feet. Here's a look at our forecast rain for Sunday until 7 o'clock, and it will keep going. But what I really want to show you on this graphic is the Cascade rain shadow, where we are going to see very little precipitation for the Columbia Basin and into most of Spokane. And as soon as we start getting that uplift into North Idaho, those precipitation totals will jump. Here's a look at our weather pattern. We'll keep the chance of rain going throughout the day on Sunday, and then a strong cold front is going to come through Sunday evening, and that is going to pick up our winds. That is going to change the rain over to snow, even down in the valley locations. But the winds will be our first concern on Sunday. A wind advisory from Sunday afternoon through Monday morning for gusts up to 50 miles per hour for the Spokane area, the upper Columbia Basin, up to 55 miles per hour on the Palouse. And once you're in that 55 mile per hour plus range, we have some more serious problems with uprooted trees and more widespread power outages. More likely will be into the tree limbs and isolated power outages arena across the region. Our forecast winds starting off Sunday morning. It's going to be a breezy start to the day, but the winds will really pick up Sunday evening as that cold front pushes through. 53 mile per hour gusts in Pullman. Then we see things taper off as we get into Monday morning, but it's going to be a breezy week ahead. We've got breezy conditions on Monday, 39 for a high with some snow in the morning. More snow on Tuesday possible. We have windy conditions Wednesday into Leap Day, the 29th of February. Thursday, warmer, so we'll see more rain in the valleys, and then we start cooling down again heading into next weekend. And long range forecasts in the 8 to 14 day calling for well below average temperatures and above average precipitation, which should make skiers very happy. Derek.
Okay, Chris, thank you. Well, pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the country, and you can enjoy it during any season at a brand new indoor pickleball club. The Press Pickleball Club is officially open now in downtown Spokane. The facility has 6 courts and opportunities for every skill level. It also has multiple membership options and clinics. Director Chris Allen says he's excited to bring a facility dedicated to pickleball to the downtown scene.
The feedback is what I'm most excited about. Every player that has come here and played has absolutely loved being here, loved the facility. We've only been open for a few weeks, and we already have a bunch of members signed up, and they're excited, and that in turn makes me excited.
This weekend, you can try out the courts for free with a complimentary 2-hour reservation. For more on how to sign up, you can visit KXLY.com. Whenever we turn on the faucet in our kitchen, showers, and bathrooms, we rarely think about how it gets there. In this week's Air 4 Adventure, we're taking you high above some of the water towers throughout the Spokane area. So sit back, relax, and let's go for a ride on the Air 4 drone.
There's
there's multiple different companies that serve water in the valley. I think there's 13 in Spokane County's water districts. Either on legs or on a hill, it's something just to lift the water up to where it needs to be to establish that pressure. We store it so that we can use it at a later date. We have 7 million gallons of water that we can call on at a moment's notice to use for fire flow or if we had other really high peak uses. The pump house, like is behind us here, where that pumps the water out of the aquifer into our system. And then there's booster stations we have that boost it up hillsides. And then the reservoirs that we were talking about earlier, where we store the water. This well is only 100 feet deep to the top of the aquifer, and we only dug down into it because it's hand dug. They only dug down into it 8 or 10 feet. Functionally, the 4 million gallon reservoir at the end of 16th, it's big, it's ugly, it's flat. It stores 4 million gallons of water and could serve the whole system for several days, all on its own if the power went out. You know, the aquifer is so big, so clean, so good. It's an amazing thing, and we need to do all we can to protect its quality and use its quantity wisely.
All right, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup as we head into a break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino brings you Blue Oyster Cult on their 50th anniversary tour to Spokane Live. Friday, March 15th. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com. Entertainment without limits.
When I was 18, I really wanted to go to college and I wanted to study art, but I didn't know how to go about it. Being undocumented for most of my life, I wasn't able to apply for FAFSA or any financial aid, so I took out some private loans. I kept paying and paying and paying and paying, but they just wouldn't go down. BCU helped me get back on my feet. I took out a credit card with them. It allowed me to rebuild my credit. I just always assumed that the default was like, well, banks always take advantage of you. Being in a credit union has proved to me that, no, there is an alternative.
I think at Hospice of Spokane, it's not just a job. It's a career, but it's also a passion. Nurses, the social workers, the chaplains, the health aides, they just do a phenomenal job, and they get to know the clients. They don't come to treat just the client. They come to embrace the family as a whole.
To serve with the region's #1 hospice team, visit hospiceofspokane.org.
Youth ride free on Spokane Transit. I just need to get a rider's license Connect card. Wait for the 4, take the bus downtown, check social media, look out the window and think about what to post. I arrive at STA Plaza and walk around and find customer service. Wait in line but not very long. A customer service rep takes my information. She's nice and we make small talk while she takes my picture. I get my Connect card. The sticker says it's good for free ride. Decide to hop on the 25. It leaves in 4 minutes. Go outside to Bay 6. Take a selfie while I wait. Find a seat and go down a rabbit hole on Wikipedia. Text a friend to meet me at the mall. Get out and wave to the driver while the bus pulls away. Walk around, stare at some fish and they stare back. See an iguana, see a turtle, stare at some more fish. Take another selfie. My friend still hasn't replied, so I play some video games and get some decent scores. I'm hungry, so I get a hamburger, fries, and a drink. They even go wait for the 25 again. See a truck like one my brother used to have. Take the 25 and get out at a park and just hang out for a while. Take the bus back downtown to the plaza. Get off and thank the driver. Wave to customer service. Go to Bay 6 to catch the 4. When the bus arrives, it's a battery electric blue wave. Heading home, I look at my Connect card and can't get over that youth ride free on Spokane Transit. Youth ride free on Spokane Transit. Youth ride free on Spokane Transit. Spokane Transit. Spokane Transit. Spokane Transit.
Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino brings you Blue Oyster Cult on their 50th anniversary tour to Spokane Live. Friday, March 15th. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com. Entertainment without limits.
4 News Now is brought to you by McVeigh Brothers.
Around the nation now, since Alabama Supreme Court ruled that embryos are people, several medical providers have stopped providing IVF treatment. Even politicians are criticizing the court's decision. ABC's Ika Jachi has the latest.
This morning, new political fallout from the landmark decision in Alabama, where the state Supreme Court ruled frozen embryos are the legal equivalent of children. President Biden saying the disregard for women's ability to make these decisions for themselves and their families is outrageous and unacceptable. The vice president directly placing blame.
When you look at the fact that the previous president of the United States was clear in his intention to hand pick 3 Supreme Court justices, who would overturn the protections of Roe v. Wade. And he did it.
I withstood vicious attacks to pick and confirm 3 great Supreme Court justices.
Former President Trump not directly commenting on the IVF ruling, but touting his record.
From my first day in office, I took historic action to protect the unborn, like nobody has ever done.
Trump's primary opponent, Nikki Haley, walking a fine line on the issue, saying embryos are babies, later telling CNN it's a doctor-patient decision.
We don't want fertility treatments to shut down. We don't want them to stop doing IVF treatments.
But the Alabama ruling doing just that, pausing parenthood for patients like Tori Beasley, who hopes to have her second child through IVF.
How does someone else get to dictate what I say, what I want for my family?
2 bills are being introduced in the Alabama State House. One that would protect in vitro fertilization.
Until it's implanted in the uterus, there's potential life.
And another that would put the court's ruling on hold.
Well, we're trying to clearly help folks understand that a fertilized embryo is not a child.
The list of Alabama medical facilities postponing IVF for fear of possible criminal prosecution is growing. In addition to the state's biggest hospital, at least 2 other clinics have stopped IVF treatments. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Play your favorite games with your Sun Club card. Earn entries now to win your share of up to $18,000 cash. The more you play, the more chances to win sweet February cash. Mr. Casino Hotel.
Hey, can I get some butter for my popcorn?
Sure, it'll be $1 extra.
$1 extra for butter?
Yep.
Ridiculous, right? You know what else doesn't make sense? Some people are still paying for their checking accounts. Some places it's $12 a month. At P1FCU, we believe some things should just be free. Open your Ascend checking with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
It's the Great Rate Reduction Sale this week at Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep. And that means we are rolling back the interest rate to our lowest level in years on our large selection of slightly used trucks, cars, and SUVs.
Plus, with most vehicles sold, you'll get a 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty.
And with new shipments arriving daily, plus a 4.84 financing rate for 72 months, there's never been a better time to visit Dishman.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Drive with 1.9% financing during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at AutoNation Subaru.
Hey Ben, the thermostat's acting up. You work for Bill's Heating and Air. You know how to fix this, right? I just do their commercials. Ben, the AC's broken. Come on, you work for Bill's. You must know something about this. Bro, I'm just their spokesperson. Dude, the furnace is so loud. You work for Bill's Heating. You can fix it, right?
You do know I'm a basketball player, right?
Bill's Heating and AC is offering financing as low as 0% for 5 years. Call today.
For all your heating and cooling needs, leave it to the real professionals at Bill's.
Jackpots, food, and fun at Mr. Casino Hotel. Sweet February cash drawing Saturday, February 24th, starting at 5 p.m. You can win a share of up to $18,000 cash. Mr. Casino Hotel.
4 News Now is brought to you by Craig Swap & Associates.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, a recent glitch by one smart camera maker that allowed people to see footage from other homes is raising security and privacy concerns. Simple tips to protect your privacy when it comes to using home security cameras tonight on Nightside.
A dry Saturday, and then things start to change Sunday. A wind advisory for Sunday, some rain as well, and heavy mountain snow. Very difficult travel over the passes all next week.
Yeah, it's like we get a glimpse of spring today and tomorrow, and then Mother Nature reels back in
it's
winter.
More like ripping the carpet out. It's
Indeed.
not subtle.
All right, thanks so much for being with us here on 4 News Now at 6. We'll see you tonight at 11 for Nightside.